In this video, I've put together 9 beautiful and unique bracelets, each made using a different wire wrapping technique. Whether you're just beginning your journey or already a skilled wire artist, you'll find something here to spark your creativity. Every piece has its own story, its own rhythm, and I hope it inspires you to create something truly your own. Let's dive in. Today, I want to show you how to make a bracelet that is very easy to make. This bracelet is good because it is unisex and is perfect for both men and women. And the most important thing is that it can be done in just 10 to 15 minutes. My wrist circumference is 15 centimeters. Therefore, the length of the base will also be 15 centimeters. I use a half-round wire, 3.1 millimeters wide. You can buy it in my store. An 8 to 10 gauge, soft dead round wire can also be used. By the way, please note, I use a regular rolling pin to form the bracelet. Mark the middle and step back from it about 2 centimeters on both sides. I use two 20-gauge twisted wires for decoration. The link to see how to twist wires you can find in the description. Well, that's it. The bracelet for everyday wear is ready. And it took us only 10 minutes to make it. See you soon. Today, I'll show you how to make another simple bracelet. Crafted from simple copper wire that can be found anywhere, this bracelet is proof that beauty lies in simplicity. Take about 12 to 13 inches of 18-gauge wire. There are several options for base wire. I use 3.1 millimeter half-round wire for the base that you can buy from my store. You can also use 10-gauge round wire or two 16-gauge wires. The length of the base will be the circumference of your wrist. I took a little longer to align the ends later, relative to the ends of the middle decoration. This is where I plan to place the decor. For wrapping, I use 222 twisted wires, which you can buy in my store or make yourself. I didn't measure the length of this wire, but it should be about 50 centimeters. Continue to the mark. Use a plastic hammer to level the surface. Align the edges and process them with a file. Give the required shape using a regular rolling pin. We have finished our bracelet. It took us about 15 minutes to make it. Let's take a closer look and enjoy the result. Subscribe to stay up to date with new projects. Hope to see you soon. Today, we're going to make a simple yet beautiful copper bracelet using nothing but plain copper wire. It reminds us of the bracelet we made last week. But the execution technique here is completely different. Here are the materials we will need. The length of the bracelet will be equal to the circumference of the wrist. I make a bracelet 6 inches long. Take 18 inches of 18 gauge wire and fix it as I show. We will place our decor in the middle. It measures approximately 2.5 to 3 inches in length. Insert the twisted wire into the loops. You can make twisted wire yourself. Simply twist two 20-gauge wires together using a drill and clamp one end in a vise. If, for some reason, you can't make twisted wire yourself, you can buy it in our store. Do the same with the second piece of 18-gauge wire. The twisted wire should be placed between two regular ones. Depending on the length of the desired pattern, you can make 2, 3, or 4 turns of wire. Continue braiding. This is what we have so far. Use pliers to adjust the decor after each pattern. If you wish, you can make the entire bracelet using this weaving technique. Cut and secure the wire on the back of the bracelet. All we have left to do is process the ends and give our bracelet shape. And let's admire what we got. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with new and interesting videos. I will show you how to make this bird bracelet today. It is effortless to create, but visually captivating. It took me only 30 minutes to make this bracelet. Based on this bracelet, I want to share with you some secrets of hammering. For the base, we will need 16 inches of 10-gauge wire. Find the middle. Use flat nose pliers to bend the wire as I show. You can use round nose pliers to help. The edited scheme that I am currently working with can be found in my store. The link will be in the description. The length of the bracelet, or wingspan in this case, would be 6 inches. Please note that in order to bend a thick wire in a certain place, you need to step back from the mark by about 1 to 2 millimeters. The thicker the wire, the larger the step. To make the second half identical to the first, simply turn the base over and follow the same pattern. This is the base you should get. It should be a couple of millimeters shorter than the required length, because after hammering it will increase in length. Let's start hammering. I will only hammer certain parts. I usually do this from the back side of the parts. In this case, there will be no marks from the hammer on the front side. The smoother the surface of your anvil, the smoother the surface of your part will be. I try to hold the hammer perpendicular to the part being hammered. I do the same with second place. My anvil is quite old, and it still gives a pretty smooth surface. Of course, we can leave it all as is, but we want it all to look professional. So let's file down the edges and give the surface an even smoother look. Pay more attention to the top of the wing because it will be visible. This is what we should get. After hammering, the length of our bracelet becomes exactly what we needed, 6 inches. Now we can make a slight adjustment to our shape. The places where we worked with a hammer became hard. It is difficult to correct them. For those who love simplicity, this can already serve as a bracelet. Lightly hammer the tail, connect together, and give the bracelet shape. It's ready. At the beginning, I wanted to do it that way. Here I will show you a few tricks of hammering. If we put the hammer perpendicularly into the wings, then when we beat off the tips, the hammer must be held parallel. Try not to tilt the hammer to the left or the right. If you tilt the hammer to the right, for example, the right side will be hammered and the part will bend to the left. And vice versa. If you need your parts to bend in one direction or another, this technique will be very useful to you. File and remove sharp corners. I'm not a big fan of simplicity, and I decided to complicate the bird a little. Take 6 inches of 16 gauge wire. Hammer as I show. To keep the ends from coming apart, hold them with the thumb of your left hand. As always, someone will ask me why I bother to hammer, smooth, and polish everything. The answer is simple. I love when a piece has a clean, shiny surface. That shine adds a sense of refinement and elegance. At the same time, I always try to keep a balance by adding darker, matte braided elements. The contrast between the glossy and the textured details gives the piece depth and makes the overall design stand out beautifully. Make several rows to connect the 4 wires well. To ensure that the weaving is even, adjust every 2 rows using flat nose pliers. To make the wings, we need about 22 inches of 18-gauge wire. Make these arcs a little bigger because later our stone will lie on them. And now make a zigzag along the wing as a hint of feathers. Use the wider part of the round pliers at the bottom and the narrower part at the top. You don't have to do everything the same or symmetrically. Just follow your intuition. As the wing expands, our zigzag becomes wider. I got 7 feathers. To connect the feathers to the wing, I use 26 gauge wire. Make 6 to 10 turns around the base and 2 turns around the base and feather. There are 2 options here. One is simple, and the other is a little more complicated. To make our bird look more like a bird, let's make a beak. You can use a small cabochon or bead as the centerpiece. Since I have a hole in my bead, I will just secure the bottom of it with 22 gauge wire. Well, here it is. Everything is ready. It took me only 30 minutes to make this bracelet. It took me about 40 minutes to make this bracelet. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you don't want to miss new projects. A stylish bracelet is more than just an accessory. It's a reflection of your personality and a story wrapped around your wrist. It can add a touch of elegance, charm, or boldness to any outfit. A bracelet can be a significant gift. Whether it's given to celebrate a special occasion, mark a milestone, or simply as a token of love and appreciation, a bracelet becomes a wearable reminder of the bond between the giver and the receiver. We need about 10 inches of 16 gauge wire. It is not necessary to cut the wire from the skein. First, make a zigzag as I show you. Step back from the edge about 2 inches and using the widest part of the pliers, begin to bend the wire. Hammer to harden the wire. To fill the zigzag, we will braid it with decorative wire. The number of wires depends on your imagination. It can be 1, 3, or even 5 wires. I took 2 simple wires and 1 twisted one. There can be a lot of decor options here. For example, you can use another type of decorative wire. Visit my store to understand the variety of decorative wire that you can make yourself or buy from my store. You will find the link in the description. The decorative wire can be replaced with regular beads, and it will also look very beautiful. Another interesting idea is to use, for example, leather cord for braiding. Surprise your loved one with a heartfelt gift crafted by your own talented hands. So turn on your imagination and create your style. Well, here we have made the middle of the bracelet. Now let's make the sides. To make the decorative wire that we will use for the sides of the bracelet, you need to twist two 20-gauge wires, then add 18-gauge wire and twist again. The length of our bracelet body will be 6 3/4 inches. I will use 2 pieces of 6 3/4 inches decorative wire and 6 pieces of 9 inches regular round wire. Do not bend the decorative wire too sharply. In order not to damage it, you need to do it gradually and slowly. This is how we will arrange our parts, but we connect each side separately. For wrapping, I use 26-gauge wire. To find out the length of the bracelet, measure your wrist. For a looser fit, you can add 1/2 inch or leave it as is. At the end, we will add 1 inch for the hook. We will connect our parts in each corner of the zigzag. The 2 middle wires are now the base to which everything is attached. We connect the second side in the same way. We only need to level the surface, so hammer it slightly. The last step we need to do is to make a hook. The size of this hook will be about 1 inch. I decorated the hook with twisted wire, but you can leave it without it. Now all we have to do is enjoy the results of our work. If you want to learn how to darken jewelry to highlight all the details, find the link in the description. It's wonderful to have a beautiful bracelet made with your own hands. Handmade jewelry not only reflects your unique style, but also carries a special personal touch, making it truly one of a kind. At the same time, a bracelet made with your hands is a gift that holds a piece of your soul, filled with care, creativity, and love. To begin with, let's make 2 zigzag wires, which we will insert from both sides. The total length of this bracelet is 7.5 inches. I am using 16 gauge wire in this bracelet. Take 10 inches of 16 gauge wire and make a zigzag as I show you. This step is optional. When hammered, the metal hardens a little and retains its shape better. Make 2 of these parts. The middle part of the bracelet will consist of 5 16 gauge wires. I use 24 gauge wire for wrapping. Some people have told me that they find it hard to work with the wire of a big gauge. If so, or if you don't have 16 gauge wire, you can use 18 gauge wire and 26 gauge wire for wrapping. Continue wrapping connecting zigzag wire in the corners. Do it symmetrically from each side. You can ask me how many patterns should we make between the corners. Just keep wrapping. During the work, you will see when it will be necessary to connect. This work took me about 30 minutes. Of course, wire wrapping can be quite a long process, but the more valuable will be the final result. Tap lightly with a hammer to level the surface. You can use a rubber mallet if you have one. This is what we should get. I used twisted half-round wire for this bracelet, which consists of 2 twisted and rolled 14-gauge wires. You can find it in my store. The link is in the description. This wire is not possible to make without a rolling mill, but you can twist and hammer 2 14-gauge wires. You will have a very similar result. The link for the video about twisted wires can be found in the description. To attach the side pieces, I will use 20-gauge wire. Do the same on the other side. Now we need to decorate the ends of the bracelet. We will make a loop for the hook from the 2 middle wires. There were 5 wires on the right side and 4 wires on the left side. 1 wire on the right side is extra, so we'll cut and bend it. This is what we have so far. For decoration, I use 3mm emerald beads. The last thing we need to do is hook. To decorate the hook, I use 2 twisted 24-gauge wires. You can also use regular 20-gauge wire. Basically, the bracelet is ready, and you can leave it like this. In my opinion, the middle turned out to be a little empty. Something is missing here. To prevent the decorative wire from moving, it must be fixed in several places. Today, I will show you another version of the bracelet. We will learn another way to attach stone. To understand what length of wire you need, measure your wrist plus 1/2 inch. Take 6 18-gauge wires and measure 1 inch from one end. Start wrapping. I use my favorite wrapping technique here. You've probably already noticed that I use it quite often. This is a tight weave and holds the wire in place well. At the same time, I like the way this weave looks. Just wrap one wire at a time on one side and then on the back side. Don't forget to adjust every 2 rows with pliers. In this case, the weaving will be more even. Gradually add 2 side decorative wires. Connect so that the middle wire protrudes by 1/4 inch. Please note, I connect the decorative wire at its narrowest point. I use half-round wire, which is difficult to make yourself, but it can be replaced with any other decorative wire. For example, twist 2 16-gauge wires and hammer them. And if you want to save time, just come to my store and buy ready-made wire. You can also use just twisted wire. Continue weaving until the very end. This is what I got. Fold the protruding parts to the back side. Repeat the same on the other side. Repeat the same as on the other end. The base of our bracelet is ready. Let's think about how to decorate it. You can just add a few beads in the middle, or gemstone as I will do. The size and shape of the stone can be any. I used 22 gauge wire for the first row and a 4mm knitting needle to shape it. If your stone is smaller, you can use a smaller knitting needle. Hammer only this part. We need 2 of these parts. On the second one, cut off the excess wire. Connect both parts. Let's continue braiding with 24 gauge wire. Secure the end of the wire anywhere on the base. Thread the wire through the first loop. And now into the next loop. And again in the same loop. No need to pull too hard. Repeat twice in each loop. Don't take too long wire because it will be difficult to pull it through each time. Continue weaving until the end of the second row. If you can't get the wire through the loop, and there isn't enough space for it, use something sharp like an awl or a needle. We move on to the third row. For this, thread the wire through the first loop of the second row and continue weaving. Now I pull the wire through every second loop. Adjust the width of the bracelet to the length of your stone. I ended up with one end shorter than the others. I cut all the other ends to the length of the first one. All that remains is to decorate the empty spaces. You don't have to do it like I do. Let your imagination go. You can add some rings, curls, beads, etc. That's what makes handmade work different. Each item is unique. Sometimes people write to me that they don't understand how I did something in this or that place. Well, just come up with your way. I'm only showing you the basics. My wire is quite thin, and to secure the bead well, I pass the wire through it 3 times. this is the bracelet we got. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments. I'd be glad to know your opinion about this bracelet. I made this bracelet quite a long time ago, but I still haven't gotten around to editing the video. I love making bracelets because each one is a canvas for my imagination. There are no limits, just endless combinations of color, texture, and form. The length of these wires will be equal to the circumference of your wrist, plus 1/2 inch for a loose fit. I use twisted and rolled decorative wire for this bracelet. To do this, first twist the two 18-gauge wires, then add one 16-gauge wire and twist again in the same direction. Next, you need to hammer it. If you want to save time or, for some reason, you can't make this wire, just come to our store and buy it ready-made. I took 2 pieces of 18-gauge wire and 2 pieces of decorative wire. The length of wire I use is 6.5 inches. I start working slightly away from the edge to make it easier to hold. Leave a small piece of wrapping wire so you can go back and finish this edge later. There are 2 options for connecting to this decorative wire. The first one you will connect, as I do, in the middle hole, or just around the entire wire in its narrowest place. The pattern is quite simple. Wrap the 2 middle wires until they connect with the top or bottom decorative wire. Then wrap twice into the hole or around the decorative wire. It is not necessary to do it symmetrically. Just follow the pattern of the decorative wire. Continue weaving until the very end. Please do not take too long wire for weaving. It is better to add a new wire. I added twice. In principle, this can already be used as a finished bracelet, but we will continue. I use a plastic hammer to level the surface. Now we will make the side parts. For this purpose, I twisted 2 20-gauge wires and added 2 18-gauge wires on the sides. Make marks in the places where you want to make the connection. For connection, you can use 22 or 20-gauge wire. Cut the wire at an angle so that it does not get caught in the future. Don't forget to clamp the wire with pliers after each turn. In this case, the wire will lie tighter and look neater. We need 2 of these parts. In the process, I decided to add a connection along the edges, but this is more for decoration purposes. Now I will use rolled 14-gauge wire to connect all the parts. You can make almost the same one with a hammer, or wrap twice with regular round 18-gauge wire. Tap on the back side with a hammer. This will secure our parts even better and at the same time level the surface. The edge should not prick. I use a 3mm bead. It can be a copper bead or any other that matches the color. We have fixed our stone in the longitudinal direction. Now we need to do it in the transverse direction. We will do this in almost the same way as we did before. For greater stability, I will thread the ends into the middle part. Well, that's it. Our bracelet is ready. Let's take another look at what we got. I hope your bracelet turned out as good as mine. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new ideas and projects. Christmas is going crazy, and we want to please ourselves and our loved ones with gifts. And why not make such a gift with your own hands? Let's surprise our friends and make a bracelet like this. I think you will be guaranteed a lot of compliments. It is up to you to decide which metal to choose for this work. It can be copper, brass, or silver. Let's start. I will use this wire today. To make it, first twist two 18-gauge wires, then add 16-gauge wire, twist again in the same direction, and hammer it. Or you can buy it ready-made in my store. I twisted and rolled it for you. We need 2 small pieces, 6 inches long, and 4 pieces of 16-gauge wire, 8 inches long. I use 26-gauge wire for wrapping. Our decorative wire has holes through which we will connect it to the base. Every time we approach a hole, we need to take an extra step and thread the wire through this hole. You can do it once or twice. Continue wrapping to the other side. Apply the second wire and see if the hole matches the pattern. If not, make another row. Now connect the second wire. Our wire is handmade, so the holes are irregular and may not be at the same distance. So follow the pattern. For convenience, I pulled out the base wires longer. If you wish, and if you do not have a stone, you can simply extend the wrapping for the entire length of the bracelet. You will get another version of the bracelet. And we will continue to do what we planned. Lightly tap with a hammer to level the surface. Now we will do the same thing that we did at the beginning, only each side separately. In general, it is not very important which wrapping technique you choose because it will be covered with a stone. If the hole is small, use something sharp to widen it. Adjust the number of turns depending on the hole. Do it symmetrically from the middle. Repeat the same on the other side. Start with 4 middle wires, gradually adding the side ones. Cut off the ends and lightly hammer over the entire surface of the bracelet. Take 6 inches of 16 gauge wire. File the second one too. Our bracelet is ready. In the description, I will leave a link to how to oxidize and polish a bracelet.